Okay, I realize I'm late again, but this time I have a reason. I originally intended to reply to this person, but because it features content that is related to YouTube's new policy, I decided to wait it out for a bit rather than risk some kind of condemnation like I did on our previous video. Seriously, we have to find a way to go around this or just create a YouTube 2.0, but arguably that could be a good idea for small YouTubers as they can start on a fresh platform where there initially isn't much competition and can grow accordingly. But regardless of that, here I have a topic that is just as good. It is about racism, something I haven't talked about in a while. Most notably, the kind directed at the other people of society I don't really need to mention. But for today's people, we are back with an old friend. Remember TestTube or Seeker, or now this as it's currently called? They've changed their names multiple times, so it's a little tricky to keep track. If you want to see my introduction on them, you can watch an old video I made about them. But they are still here, and while I thought the whole political war between the left and the right died back in 2017, I can see that it's still going on in some fashion. Now, this is still one of those commentators just like AJ Plus, The Root, and even BuzzFeed. Yep, there are plenty of them still out there. As long as they exist, it would be fun to laugh at their little masquerades. For today's topic, let's see what Amy Farrah Fowler had to say during the congressional elections back then.
I would like to contribute to the end of white supremacy, not even within my lifetime, within my grandchildren's lifetime.
Hasn't white supremacy ended already?
My name is Alana Glazer, and I grew up in Long Island, New York, a small town called St. James. Long Island and St. James, you know, it looks idyllic as the suburbs were designed to, but as I've grown up and gotten away from my upbringing, I realized how incredibly racist Long Island is, just in its bones, in its structure.
And how exactly can an entire town be racist? Does it have annual anti-non-white people festivals or something?
You know, I grew up in a white town, and there's mostly white towns in Long Island. Black people don't grow on trees in this area, and white people grow on the trees of this area. It was designed that way.
We're not even a minute into the video and she's already made an idiot out of herself. First of all, if you so solemnly claim that you're not racist, why do you care about the percentage of a certain race in an area? You're just making yourself sound racist. You can't design a town to be racist. It's been ethnically homogeneous this whole time because those kinds of people have lived there for generations. Why is that such an issue to you?
And other people, you know, people who are more disenfranchised than I am, have had to wake up and know that they're political. They were woke the moment they were born because of, you know, what the system is. But
you're so stupid, 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 stupid. Oh, and let's not forget, you're so stupid.
But as a white person with two really sweet parents and a sweet big brother,
didn't you just call them racist?
I haven't had the reason to become an activist. I haven't had the reason to be political. Because I'm a white woman, I didn't understand until I had to understand that my body is political, that my words are political, that my presence is political, that my hair is political.
Why is everything political to you?
Don't talk about politics was the MO of the suburbs in the 90s, and it's gotten us a cartoon president. It's gotten us Danny DeVito as Penguin for president. And I think we should talk about politics.
Okay, this has literally nothing to do with the topic at hand. I don't even know why it's mentioned.
What I see when I see our country is diversity. And that's the pool of candidates that we've been blessed with for this upcoming midterm election.
You can't force diversity into societies. All people of this earth are people, regardless of race. You people even agree with that. So why are you making such a big deal of diversity when it has no purpose? There's even less of a need to force it into a society.
We have a chance to change our government at the local level, which is where government really resides, at the local level, where it affects people as immediately as possible. We have the chance this November to make our country progressive in action, in reality, in physicality, in protecting the bodies of disenfranchised groups. We actually have the chance to roar back at white supremacy this November. Oftentimes, these local races come down to just a few hundred votes. In our last election, it was only a matter of thousands of votes that decided the difference of electing those who represent our interests and values and those who do the exact opposite. The stakes are too damn high. Research the candidates and issues in your area and join me by voting in the midterms on November 6th. Midterms matter so much. Please, please vote.
I let that clip roll to the end of the video for almost a minute because it has absolutely nothing to do with the topic of a racially homogenous town. These people have to make an issue out of everything, and yet they wonder why our society took such a swing to the other side. Why isn't Ilana Glazer pushing for diversity measures in Africa or Asia or South America if she really believes diversity is good for everyone?
Let's not go there.
Yes, that topic shouldn't really come into fruition now because, as I've said, the intensity of our political divide has died down a bit over the last 2 years because everyone knows how to deal with it if it comes back. So let's just let it rest for a bit. But because certain political topics are coming up in the world, such as the 2020 elections, for example, I think everyone should brace themselves for a new round of this culture war.